Hi, I'm Jasmine and I'm taking over my mum's channel today. So today I'm going to teach you how to make your own pumpkin ready for autumn, Halloween, and these are so cute. So what I've got here are a few rectangles. Now you only need one of these rectangles to make one of the pumpkins. This pumpkin is roughly I would say about 8 centimeters by 9 centimeters. So that's just what I did. I just created a crochet panel. Now you can see that this is a little bit different with a lighter color, and it also has, oops, these beautiful sparkles in them as well. So I'm going to be making these for my brother's wedding, which is coming up next month, which is exciting. So just as a brief beforehand, I want to let you know that I used a 5mm crochet hook for this, and I got this off Amazon, and the wool is called Woolens, and it's just a very lovely soft yarn, and they do it in so many different colors, which I love. So for this next bit, what you need are crochet needles. I keep them in this little rocket shaped thing, and they're all sort of the same size needle. I'm not sure exactly how big it is, but it's just got quite a big eye, which is big enough for you to thread your yarn through. So I left a very, very long tail. I'd say that's about 1 meter. It doesn't fully show on camera, but I left 1 meter or just under that, because we're going to need to do some sewing for this part. So catch that through. Just to make it less annoying, I leave only a little bit of that double over. Just so that you'll see later, just so that it can come through quite easily. So what we need to do first is join the two sides together, so the edge to edge, and I just do a very simple stitch. Just line them how you want, and these are going to be, this will be turned upside down. So what I will be doing is stitching over and then pulling through. So starts on the further side, I'll go in with my needle through that back side and pull through, and I'm just going to work through, I think that goes over, just through the top line here. So it's quite easy to do so, and it just pulls through so easily. The only thing you want to watch is you not pulling away too much of the yarn. So you see how some of these bits of fluff have come off. You just want to make sure you don't damage anything involving in the pumpkin. If it's pulling away from this bit of long yarn tail, it's not too much of an issue, just because this will be hidden. You don't want your pumpkin to look scarce. So as you can see, I'm just going through each top line. Sometimes I might miss a couple stitches, which isn't too much of an issue. I like to crochet as relaxed as I can and as unserious, just because it makes my experience much more enjoyable and relaxing rather than stressful. Which I don't think crochet is supposed to be stressful at all. If you're getting stressed, you're doing it wrong. So there we go. That's tight enough, I would say. Maybe I'll just do the top to make sure I don't have that gap. There we go. That'll look better. And then what I'm going to do is just turn it inside out, just so that it's not as obvious. I've done that. Looks better. There we go. I love how sparkly that looks. Okay, so we'll clear some of that fluff, and what I'm going to do next is pull together the top. So this is going to make a very small close, which is exciting. I feel like I can only show you how to do this rather than explaining it. So what I'm going to do is with my needle, go in and out the top stitches. So I've gone in, out, and just weave your needle through, in and out the top layer. And this gathers. So see how I've gathered it there. And then when I've got sort of to the end of that needle, I'll pull through. And you're going to do that all the way around to this point. So just pull that through, and then you can go back to weaving in and out all the way up to where you started. If you do need a stitch marker to remind yourself of where you started, that's more than okay. But as you can see, I'm about halfway round. So if you kind of look at it, you can see the area that I've not yet woven through, and then this section I have. And it doesn't take too much yarn to do this at all. And we might find that I have a lot of yarn left towards the end. But that should be all the way around. So you just want to do one big pull, and you can see that hole close up, and you start to see what the pumpkin will actually look like. So that's the ball shape. So at this point, what you want to be doing is putting the eyes and the mouth on. So I have the eyes here. I've got my little box collected together, and I got these eyes from a little shop in Manchester called Fred Elders. Actually, it's not that big. Sorry, it's quite big. It's not that small. What I was looking at is what eyes to use. So I think I might go for these smaller eyes, because this is actually one of the smaller pumpkins. I do have these bigger eyes. I'm not too sure. I think they're about 10 millimeters. And then I have those bigger ones in blue as well. So to put on these safety eyes, first you need to choose whereabouts you want to put them on the pumpkin. Oh dear. So depending on how cute you want it to look is actually determined on how far apart the eyes are, I found. So that sort of reminds me of a Groot. If I was to put them a lot farther, because he looks a bit silly like that. So it's kind of a game of working out what's cute and how you want them. As well, you want to take into notice what it's going to look like if the top was closed as well. So try and imagine the top closed and a more fluffy. But I think I'm saying that's probably the best place for them. But again, it is just a thing of playing with him. Then you want to grab the backs for the eyes. Now this is where it hurts your fingers, so be really careful. What you do is put the back on the safety eye, and then you've got to push it until you hear a click. But I struggle with this, so I'm going to push it against the table. It's really difficult. So now the eyes are on, you want to go in with some black thread or yarn and make the very cute smile. So I'm trying to recreate this little face here because I think it's so cute. So I'm just going to do a bit of a smile, So what you want to do with the black yarn is double knot it, so it's not going to come through. Maybe triple knot it if you don't trust it, or it's got thicker yarn. And use the same needle. Through. Go from inside and then choose where you want to make a little smile. So just ensure you're not pulling through the wrong side. So to make it a smile, you want to, when you go in the second time, and to pull through again. And pull through. That makes a bit of a smile there. And look how happy he is. So I've just basically made a V. So I've come in here, through, but then back through. And then I'm just going to knot that in place inside to make sure that doesn't come out. And just make sure you don't pull it too tight because we don't want to ruin the smile. With these smiles, you can play with them as well. So just move them about how you like them. And that is so sweet. So it's a bit more cheesy than this one, I think, but it does the job. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is stuff our pumpkin. So I have a bunch of stuffing. You can get this honestly from everywhere. I do recommend getting some eco stuff, but this is some leftover stuff that I think we got from a different crochet kit, so I thought best use it. And it is very simple in just filling him up to how you want him to be. So that actually looks quite good. I'm quite happy with how stuffed he is there. So I would say that's about a handful that I picked up there. And you just fill them up just so he's as squidgy as you want him. And then to close him up, we do exactly what we did on the bottom. So make sure you get your needle. And see again, the end of this is getting a little bit mold now, so put that through, and then you want to go in and out of the top to close it. So still attached to the bottom, push it through its bottom all the way up. Okay, and then I usually start at the seam just so that we can ensure that is closed the tightest, as we did before, in and out. So you can see that I am moving the needle in and out of the upper row stitches. In and out. And you can see it's not really taking me long at all to do. For the first couple of goes for myself, it was very niggly and tight, but you get the hang of it. And then just do a tight pull to close it. Now, to get that pinched look, what you want to do is first close the top up. Now make sure you don't close it too much because you need to have space for your cinnamon stick. So select one which you think would be good. I think that's quite a nice one. They smell gorgeous. You just want to stick it in. And then continue to close up on it. Then what you're going to want to do is squish the pumpkin as squishy as you can down. So put your thumb on the bottom, squeeze the top, then push the needle through all the way to the bottom of the pumpkin. Now this might be difficult to get through. Keep working as best you can to get it through to the bottom. And this is going to get its pinched look. So pull tight, then create a knot. So to do this, I'm going to go in and out and loop to loop, just how you would do your shoes, and pull really tight. Don't let go of that tautness, so we get that pinched look still. Once more, knot it. Right, you need to sort out his stalk a little bit, and don't judge my scissors, I've just pinched some from the other room. I'm just gonna pull him through, put this for as far as possible, just so we hide this thread. And because I squish that, it hides inside him very darn well. And there is our sparkly Mr. Pumpkin. Now, I don't know whether I'm thinking this stalk is too long. I could try maybe a shorter one. Obviously now, is that shorter? It's not really, but I might be able to put it in a bit diagonal. Obviously now we've left a big enough hole. We can play with them. But that is how you can make your gorgeous stuffed pumpkin. Thanks for watching. Bye.